Hello viewers, today we're going to take a tour of my home network. This is primarily going to be for the computer network. You're going to see some telephone equipment in between, but that's not going to be the point of the video. The focus of this video is going to be on the computer network. So this here is the bedroom closet. This is kind of the main hub, if you will, for everything. My cable modem is located in the computer room because there's no coaxial connection in here. So I have this Ethernet cable. The first one there comes in from the other room from my cable modem, and that goes into this router, which is a TP-Link router. It's not that old. It's an Archer something 1750, maybe something like that. It's gigabit Ethernet, and it has 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz wireless, which I don't really use. I usually keep it switched off. There's a switch up at the top that controls the wireless. I usually keep the wireless off. I just don't have a use for it. And those Ethernet cables off the top, the yellow one goes down there to the Magic Jack, which then feeds into the PBX and goes through the rest of the house. The Celta jack also goes into the PBX and goes through the rest of the house. And then those other cables there, they go off to different rooms. One of them goes to the bedroom, I think, and then one of them goes downstairs, and one of them goes into the computer room. And I got a couple UPSs here. This one is for the telephone ring amplifier, the main telephone set, cordless telephone, and the router. And then I have another UPS down at the bottom which powers the PBX and the Magic Jack. And so we can lose power and everything here still works. And the cable modem in the other room is also on a UPS, so you get enough time to make an emergency telephone call if the power goes out or something like that. So that's good, that works nicely. On this side of the closet there's a hole in the wall. Well, the whole closet's a hole in the wall, but there's a literal hole in the wall. And that's where the cables run down to the studio. There's a computer network and a telephone network cable going down there. And they're labeled. Everything is labeled. That's what all these papers are. Everything is labeled with a location and a purpose, so it's very easily traceable if something goes wrong. There's a second hole in the closet wall over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video, but it's somewhere right behind that shelf. I'll show it from the other side in the other room. Hole goes through to the computer room. So that's what's in the bedroom closet. There's two Ethernet cables over here. One of them goes to the bedroom desktop, and the other is just an extra. This is for using a laptop or whatever else in here. And there's plenty of slack. It can reach anywhere in the room that it needs to. In the computer room, this is the other side of the bedroom closet wall. That's the hole I was talking about. We have several Ethernet cables that go through here, and some phone lines. So they all pass through there. That's where the one for the cable modem goes through there. One feed into the switch over here, a couple feeds back from the switch. Under this desk here, I have another TP-Link switch. I believe it's an 8-port switch, and that takes one of those feeds that you saw in there off the router and splits it up a whole bunch of times. I get one over here to my printer. I have one over here to my video editing computer. I have an extra over here for a laptop. I have another extra over here for a laptop. And then I don't know where the rest of those things go. Because that's only one, two. Oh yeah, there's a desktop computer there which gets one of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I guess that makes sense. One of these cords, one or maybe even both of these cords come off of that switch in there. So now let's go take a look downstairs. We're downstairs now in the studio area, and that hole there is where the wires come out from upstairs. So that comes out and it goes down here to this switch. This is the same switch that I have upstairs. It's an 8-port TP-Link switch. The one upstairs is full. This one is almost full. So there's that. One of the wires branches off and comes over here to this wireless access point. This is also a TP-Link device. And this is primarily what I use for wireless on the rare occasion that I use wireless. There's really only two situations that I use wireless networking. The number one situation is outside, and the yard is kind of facing this window. It's about 150, 200 feet straight shot out from this window where the yard is. So I use that outside. And then I have a computer in the other room which I need to run something to, which is currently working off of wireless, but it's not working very well. So that's one of the things on here. Another thing comes down here, and I have a wire here which I could use to plug in a laptop or a desktop, whatever I'm testing on the bench here. There's another cord that comes over here and plugs in this computer. And then the rest of the wires, oh actually just one of them. One wire runs over here and it comes across here, comes over here, it goes up there, comes all the way over here, it goes down the wall, and then it goes all the way across, all the way over there, all the way behind that stuff, and over here to this computer and this printer. And I do have a switch over here. It's another TP-Link switch, very similar to the other ones I have, except this one is only a 4-port. Oh, it's somewhere over here. See if I can grab it. Probably more trouble than it's worth to show you what a switch looks like. Oh, there it is. There's the switch. It's just another basic fanless. It's only a 4-port, but that's adequate for here because at most I would use 3. I would use the printer, the computer, and then maybe an extra. What I plan to do, I should put another cord here, and then I'll have allocations for a laptop, because I'm going to be using the computer down here a lot more now that it's cold out, because instead of going outside I would go down here now. So I'll probably put in another Ethernet cord, which is just simple plug into the switch, and then we'll have cord over here for the laptop. Now what I want to do is get a wire to this computer, because this computer I intended to use for video editing, and realistically you can't transfer video files through the Wi-Fi. It just takes forever. So I'm not exactly sure the best way to route the cable. I want to put some phone cords over here too. I want to put a phone cord over there and maybe one over there too. So I think what I'll do is I'll run it along that side, and then I'll have it over here. Which reminds me, there's one other thing that I missed, which is on the other side of the room here, and this is another extra connection for a laptop or whatever. I have this cord here, which it's just an end, and I have that long cord over there which I'll plug in, and then I'll use that if I'm using a laptop somewhere in that room. So that's that. I think what I'll do is I'll extend it and take it over here, put it down like that. Although, no, I want the other switch. I can just run another wire across the ceiling to keep having that extra cord there for the laptop. So anyways, that's my home network. It's almost all Ethernet. I really don't use wireless. I just don't have much of a use for it. I don't do no smart junk that would use it. Everything that I have, all the equipment I have is Ethernet compatible, or I have a dongle for it, so I find it's better just to plug it in, because then they don't have to deal with it not working. And it's all gigabit too. I changed everything to gigabit, I'd say about maybe 2 years ago. When I started to really get into using the file server, I changed it to gigabit because it really makes a big difference when you're talking a gigabyte file. You know, it's 20 something minutes over a 10100, well not 20, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes, let's say, and 40 or 50 seconds over gigabit. So it was well worth it. I got all new switches, and I had to change a couple of cords out to Cat 6, but it was a good upgrade, and everything works. I've really had no issues with this network. It's been very reliable. So that's that. Maybe I'll do an update video if I ever get those cords put in over there into the other side of the room.